This is the...
Welcome to the Batcave.
Thanks to the magic of comic book logic and those pesky crises, Batman and Superman barely seem to have aged a day over the course of 8 decades. But both characters have taken a major step forward in recent years as they've both become fathers to aspiring superheroes. These days, Damian Wayne and John Kent have devoted fan bases all their own, and those fans will likely be pleased with how this junior dynamic duo is handled in Batman and Superman: Battle of the Super Sons.
This is amazing!
My favorite part of being an alien.
So okay, so...
Battle of the Super Sons acts as both an origin story for John and a showcase for the first team-up between Superboy, voiced by Shazam's Jack Dylan Grazer, and Robin, played by the Thunderman's Jack Griffo. The film's first act focuses on John discovering his burgeoning powers and coming to terms with the truth about his father, material that should be familiar to fans of the comics or the CW's Superman and Lois. From there, John reluctantly teams up with the much more experienced, slightly pathological Robin, and the two face their first true test as superheroes. The plot is entertaining, if more than a little predictable. Like so many of these DC Universe movies, it feels slightly hampered by the limited runtime. Battle of the Super Sons probably would have benefited from diving into the meat of the conflict sooner, rather than devoting so much time to John's origin and the typical superhero teen cliches. Damian doesn't enter the picture until roughly 25 minutes into this 80-minute film. The fact that Jeremy Adams' screenplay is so efficient about laying out Damian's backstory and dysfunctional relationship with his father only further serves to make early John scenes feel unnecessary. As the thoroughly enjoyable Catwoman Hunted proved, less setup and more forward momentum is usually the way to go with these animated movies. Still, for however long it may take to bring the two heroes together, Battle of the Super Sons thrives on the strength of the John-Damian dynamic. The film really nails the two characters' respective voices and their unusual friendship. John isn't an angsty teen burdened by power and responsibility, but a wide-eyed kid who's thrilled at the new world that's just been opened up before him. Damian is the hardened assassin who acts like a jerk to hide the fact that he just really needs a friend. It helps that both Grazer and Griffo bring so much life to their characters. Grazer basically stole the show in 2019's Shazam with his rendition of the socially awkward, superhero-obsessed Freddie Freeman. John is a very different character in many ways, but the warmth and humor are still there. Likewise, Griffo excels at portraying Damian as a spoiled brat while still conveying the humanity beneath. The rest of the voice cast is generally strong as well, featuring a number of familiar faces from Critical Role and the video game scene. Laura Bailey's Lois Lane is another standout, as she's given far more to work with here than in 2021's disappointing Injustice movie. Only Travis Willingham's Superman falls somewhat short. Willingham's deep voice performance draws no distinction between Superman and Clark Kent, which tends to make the character feel stiff and overly formal when he's supposed to be in dad mode.
Standing for truth, justice, and the American way, wherever that takes me.
Awesome.
The move to fully computer-generated animation is certainly a mixed blessing. On the one hand, it allows for smoother action and more dynamic angles, which pays off during the major action sequences. There's a nice sense of scale to the final battle, despite it revolving around only a small handful of characters. On the other hand, the animation is a bit lacking in personality. Like Dragon Ball Superhero, this cel-shaded approach results in the film looking more like a long video game cutscene than anything else. Movies like Superman, Man of Tomorrow have done a better job at threading the needle between traditional animation and modern CG.
Who's the new kid?
John, this is Batman's son, Damian.
Well, he's obviously not invulnerable.
Batman and Superman: Battle of the Super Sons doesn't rival the best of the many DC Universe movies. The plot is straightforward and predictable to a fault, and the shift to full computer-generated animation creates as many problems as it solves. Even so, the film succeeds where it matters the most by capturing the wonderful dynamic between John Kent and Damian Wayne. These two are a more compelling dynamic duo than their fathers ever were, and that alone makes a strong case for a series of Super Sons movies.
That means that I'm half alien too, right? I'm half alien. I'm half alien. I'm half alien!
You're taking this a lot better than I thought you would.
For more DC animation, check out our reviews of Green Lantern, Beware My Power, and Catwoman Hunted. And for everything else, stick with IGN.